Hello, coolers. Welcome to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with this young prodigy who plays for the La Masia, Yamin Yamal. It has been reported that Barcelona are accelerating the contract renewal of the 15-year-old La Masia gem. We are going to be discussing more on that as we move ahead. Then to conclude this episode, talking about Sergio Dest, of course, who is still a Barca player who now plays for AC Milan on loan. It has been reported that the Barca loanee have been omitted from AC Milan's UEFA Champions League squad. Why is it so? We are going to be discussing more on that. So guys, before we get right into the full story, please do ensure to subscribe, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. Barcelona have stepped up their efforts to renew the contract of La Masia prodigy Lamine Yamal as they wish to tie him down to a new long-term deal, according to Mundo Deportivo. The teenage forward is widely regarded as one of the best young players coming through the ranks at the Barcelona Academy. Despite being just 15 years old, Yamal has become a regular for the club's juvenile A outfit. At the same time, Yamal has been called up to the first team training by manager Xavi Hernandez on several occasions already. The Barcelona legend and his coaching staff rate the 15-year-old prospect very highly and see a bright future for him with the senior team. In fact, past reports have suggested that Xavi plans to call Yamal up to pre-season training with the first team set up later this year. However, before that, Barcelona must tie Yamal down to a new contract. The teenage prodigy will turn 16 in July, at which point he will have to sign his first professional contract. Given his vast potential and high ceiling, top clubs from Europe have taken note of the situation, and Barcelona are thus working hard to secure Yamal's future at the club. To that end, contacts have intensified with the young stars agent, Ivan de la Pena, who also represents first-team stars like Gavi and Uri Garcia. A left-footed forward with great vision and dribbling skills, Yamal has played 5 games in the UEFA Youth League with Barca Juvenil A's team. The Blaugrana wish to renew him for at least 3 years with an improved wage and a release clause that reflects his quality and projection. Barcelona recently tied down another talented La Masia prospect Angel Alacron to a new contract until 2025. They are now hoping to do the same with Yamal and ensure that he remains at the club. Lamine Yamal has been spoken highly of this season for Barcelona, playing for the La Masia Youth Academy, and of course have been showing a lot of promise to the extent of first team manager Xavi calling up for training to train with the senior team. That means a lot. Being at the position of that youngster and being called up once in a while by the senior team manager to training, that speaks a lot. Which means the player has great potential, still young, and Barcelona are so impressed to the extent of contemplating of extending his contract further. And what this report also tells us is the fact that although there are some European clubs showing interest in Yamin Lamal, which means they have seen the talent, the promise that he has, the prospect, and I think Barcelona should be very, very cautious about that. And to tie him down will be very, very important because there are certain players that surprises everybody. Because if we want to look critically at Barcelona's history, one of the best players that have ever played for the club, the greatest legends of the club, have all been from the La Masia. So I think that is a source of talent where Barcelona should never underestimate. We are seeing a football world where players or the football clubs rely more on buying or spending millions and millions. We see the inflation of football nowadays, players being bought here, up, right, and center. I think Barca have always been known a lot by the use of their academy players. La Masia have always been a good source of talent that have helped our team grow. We can look Busquets, Messi, Piqué, Puyol, Xavi, Iniesta. Those are the legends of the game, and all were from La Masia. Barca did not spend no hefty amounts to buy them somewhere else. And definitely, I think that is where Barcelona needs to go back. Under the regime of Josep Maria Bartomeu, we did realize that the club was kind of looking like they are gradually leaving the system of bringing up players from the youth setup to, mold them. And it was really disgraceful, to be honest. Money wasted by the president, embezzlement, and we saw how the club was crumbling gradually till Laporta came in. And I'm so happy that bit by bit, Xavi himself, who is a La Masia player from the World Cup, understands the importance of bringing in these kind of players from the youth setup when they see the talents that they might have, because you might never know. That is how the beginning is always. When they come, they can surprise the whole world and be one of the best players out there. Then on to the next story of discussion. With the knockout stages of the UEFA Champions League set to kick off shortly, teams have been asked to submit their final squad list for the remainder of the tournament. And Italian champions AC Milan have opted to leave out Barcelona loanee Sergio Dest from the squad. This is reported by Tutto Mercato Web, who state that the Rossoneri have omitted this so that they can accommodate Malik Thiaw in the squad for the knockout phase of the UEFA Champions League. Des joined AC Milan in the summer on a season-long loan deal after struggling to make much of an impact in his first 2 years at Barcelona. The US men's national team international has struggled to make noteworthy contributions during his time at San Siro as well. To date, the 22-year-old has played just 14 times across all competitions for Stefano Pioli's side, raking up a paltry of 632 minutes. So far, Dest has started just two Serie A games and one match in the Champions League, indicating that the Milan coaching staff might not have a great amount of faith in the former Ajax ace. AC Milan have the option of purchasing Dest permanently at the end of the season for a fee of 20 million euros. Reports had suggested that the Rossoneri would consider signing him on a full-time basis, albeit at a lower price. But given how they have used him this season and the action of the US men's national team ace from the Champions League squad could indicate that they do not wish to take up that option. Barca, for their path, do not see a future for Sergio Dest at the Camp Nou in case he returns to the club at the end of the season. There are other interested parties in the right back, and the Blaugrana will look to cash in on him should Milan decide against his permanent signing. Sergio Dest goes to AC Milan and continue to show us why Xavi had no faith in him. And definitely, he's not the type of player that Barca should have. Dest have never been the level, to be honest. Dest have never been the level of Barca. And when Xavi was doing it, some people were like, wow, this is strange. Why is Xavi omitting him from the team? Because he's not that good at all. If AC Milan does not even care about him, then why should Barca be using him? I think even if his loan deal expired there, AC Milan will never sign him permanently. They will never exercise that option because we can see that he hardly plays this season. Xavi himself will never allow Barca to bring him back. So Barca will only look for other suitors to sell him next season. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.